Good day, viewers. Once again, welcome to my YouTube channel. As usual, bring the very best. The internet is on fire because of a statement made by Gumi. Gumi has come out to say that it is time we do the numbers. Enough is enough. The Christians crying and lamenting, the Biafrans crying and lamenting, that it is the Muslims who are actually dying in numbers, not the Christians. Biafran evangelist Gumi has spoken as usual with authority again that it is the Muslims that are dying more and not the Biafrans or the Christians. What can you say concerning this?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching us from, depending your time zone. My beloved brother, I don't blame Sheikh Gumi. Yes, I don't blame him, and I will never blame him. You know why every time on social media you see Gumi coming out to speak, to rant, and talk anyhow, and still walk away with it? Is because we have immobile men as a government. We have people that are weak. We have greedy people. We have a self-centered man in the corridor of power. I say, let them see. If somebody like me, as I am now, let me become the president of Nigeria, they will not hear about Sheikh Gumi within 24 hours till Nigeria will end. I'm telling you the honest gospel truth from my heart. Baba, and nothing, come on, nothing will happen with this thing, and nothing will happen. I will do it, and I will stand to anybody who dare cough. I could remember during the time of Obasanjo. You can remember in Bayelsa. Where was Gumi? Was Gumi not in Nigeria? Was he not a terrorist? Was he not a Fulani? I'm asking now. Where was he? Sultan of Sokoto? Where was he? All these people, where were they? Because they saw and they discovered that a selfish person is in the position. A greedy man is in the corridor of power. Somebody that don't care. Somebody that don't have human feeling. Somebody that don't care about the people, he only care about himself. And what concerns him and his concern was just nothing but him continue the second tenure, just to win second tenure and do 8 years and register his name as a president that ruled Nigeria for 8 years and get out. Probably after the 8 years, he pack his family and end up in a foreign land, never to return again. That's why people like Gumi on daily basis, they will come on media and begin to rant and still walk away with it. I don't blame him because we have somebody that is, who don't even value. Imagine, do you know what that thing that happened in Oyo State? See, all this, Yorubas at times, it baffles me in their way of thinking, in their way of reasoning things. Some of them, because some of them reason well. With what has happened in Oyo and what happened in Kwara, should be enough evidence for Bola Ahmed Tinubu to rise up and strategize on how to treat the fuck up of these Fulani'S, on how to treat the fuck up of this Gumi, Sultan of Sokoto, SSs. All these Fulani'S entirely in the country, this nonsense that is going on. Baba, there is a treaty you will sign with the people that matters without looking back. And they go collect them, then go collect them clear. Only an clear. Zaya, where is it? Azaya. What is it? It's because oh my God, did you know that Ibadan incident? I watched one boy within the range of 4 or 5 years. The way the little boy died, his 2 hands was tied backward, including the leg. Blood was gushing out of his ear and nose. A boy of 4 years. And we have a president. Until today, nothing happened. He didn't say anything and he didn't do anything at this very moment. You get it? And the people that does this are living in this country. One of the governors, Zamfara governor said that he knows where these people is. And Nigeria, both even Nigerian military, Nigerian uniform men, they knows the family of these people. That's the funny aspect of it. They are living with them. They are here. Not that they are far. They are here. And they couldn't do it. This man could not do, Tinubu could not do anything. But all he could do was to plan and to bargain on how to kidnap Master Nnamdi Kanu.
Not the problem.
What he could do was to partner and to trace Jonah, that freedom fighter, Jonah that did this not Bayelsa. You understand? To track him. But you cannot track all these people. What is going on? It shows me, with what the Fulani'S have been saying with Gumi, that of a truth, Tinubu is part of them. That is killing Nigerians. Yes, it's part of them sucking blood based on the society they may, belong or find themselves because of power, because of position, the wealth of this world that they will die and still live it. They will not go with it. That is why they have to waste the life of every woman in Nigeria. See, honestly, that's why sometimes they say, go say this. See, there are all this rubbish, we don't tolerate it in our side. We don't take people like him in our side serious. Look at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He hired Omotosh because many lawyers, including Tosho, refuse to carry illegal judgment against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu as a result of the kind of Yoruba tribe that he came from. If at all the man is from Yoruba, because nobody knows his trace. Not even the Yorubas know the trace. Do you know that one day I woke up, what came to my mind from my bed was, what is the meaning of Tinubu? That I will go and ask Yoruba head. Do you know that I asked Yorubas, both the youth, both the elders, both the middle, none of them could actually figure out the real meaning of Tinubu. They began to give me one kind of proverb, say Tunu, something that is deep. Deep as in how? Deep ocean, deep water, this way. They cannot just this is the meaning. Ashwaju, what is the meaning of Ashwaju? To go, moving forward or to go front. What is the meaning of Tinubu? They cannot actually, straight ahead, give me the explanation, the meaning. That is to tell you, since them could not even tell meaning, that means it's not, only God and him knows where he come from, and deceive the Yorubas, those that allowed themselves to be deceived because of what? Hunger. And they collect 1,000 and tablespoon of rice and they sold their birthright. Yes, they sold their birthright. That today, that even the Yorubas now, look at the massive the killings, massive massacre that took place under the watch of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, both in Yoruba land, what that is, or your currently in Ogun State. Currently now, as it's happened, over, if I'm not mistaken, over 10 communities, local government have been taken by the Fulani'S in Oyo State. And that 10 local government have been declared what? Coffee by Shoima Kende for the safety of the... Do you know how many people that they have chased away from their villages? I don't want to talk about the one in Jos, which one is, old fool, even at his old very age. Yet, do you know that Gowon is not living again in Sokoto? I say Sokoto in Jos.
Where is he staying now?
He has moved out of Nigeria. And even before now, he moved from Plateau and he went to Kaduna. I'm talking to you.
He left his home.
His hometown. He's no longer living there. Why? Because they have failed to acknowledge the truth, simple truth. I don't know why people are so unhappy with the truth. Why people doesn't want to hear truth and take the truth, and they want growth. The only thing that will bring growth in your life is when you stick on the truth. Because truth is light. And a place where there's no light, darkness cover, and you cannot see, you cannot grow. See many nations moving forward, even within the axis of Africa today. The other day, I saw a Nigerian, a Biafra man to be precise, that was shot dead in South Africa, a well-known businessman. And I said to myself, this South Africa that is doing this, when did they even get their independence? Which Emeka Anyaoku was part of the people who fought for the independence of South Africa. But because it's not, Nigeria is not working. Go to Burkina. I don't know if you have visited Burkina Faso. If you have been in Burkina Faso, please try and visit Burkina Faso today. Is that man not a human being? Captain Ibrahim Traore. Go and see how that young man transformed Burkina Faso today. Are you getting it? But these people are just busy hating the Igbos, the Biafrans for nothing. Mazen Namdekan, because that one exposes the secret evil agenda of the terrorist organization in Nigeria in the name of the Fulani'S, the jihadists, in the name of by fire by force, Islamizing Nigeria. It's a religion by fire by force. It's faith by fire by force. It's a free will of every being. And if you like it, worship lizard, worship stone, worship anything. That is your own cup of tea. It doesn't matter. It doesn't concern anybody. You don't force people to believe what you believe. You can only preach what you believe to people. If they like, let them accept. If they don't want, so be it. The Mazen Namdekan, the other one, is the problem. Is now in Sokoto. Does he solve the problem of Nigeria? Since Mazen Namdekan is the problem, and ever since Nigeria kidnapped Mazen Namdekan, tell me the effective thing that has happened in Nigeria. Mention one. Since they kidnapped that young man down to Nigeria, ever since they have been going through court till today, they finally jail him in Sokoto. Now he's in Sokoto. Nigerian problem did not solve. Then I ask a question: who is actually the problem of Nigeria? Is it Mazen Namdekan, the actual problem of Nigeria? Is it the IPOB is the problem of Nigeria? Or is Nigeria the problem of its own? Or the leaders who has failed, the Nigerians who has failed from their duty, who has failed their people, their families, their generation, even the ones unborn, and they're the one. No, please, somebody should talk to me. Somebody should talk to me because it's annoying.
But I can help you answer this question because a subscriber of mine commented to this question. Like, I didn't know you're going to speak about this, so let me answer that question. He said the Igbos and the Biafrans are the problem of Nigeria because a lot is happening currently. Lives are taken. Nigeria is not in order. All the Igbos are doing is agitating for Biafra instead of joining one voice and accepting one Nigeria. Biafra evangelist, is Igbo people truly the problem? Should they join and talk about one Nigeria?
Now listen. If that's your subscriber, one of your cabinet or whatsoever you call him, subscriber whatsoever, is saying this, then and I throw this back to him. Let him watch this and reply me.
Okay.
Are you hearing me? Ask your father. Tell him to ask his own father and his grandfather what happens in Aburi. Is Aburi division? Is Aburi actually a way of dividing Nigeria? Is Aburi a way of separating one ethnic from another? No. That is the answer. Capital no. But unlearned and uneducated leaders, the elder that cannot think, that cannot sit down and figure out future because they lack vision and dream. They don't think of tomorrow, they only think of now. And the one in position. They fail to understand because they want to continue remain a slave to their colonial masters. What is the meaning of Aburi? Do you know that Aburi is a divine core of God? God distributes power. Yes, Bible said that all power belongs to God, but God still share the power, because if God did not share power, Satan, which is called Lucifer, wouldn't have any single one to operate. Are you hearing me? The witches you are seeing, hearing today, the occultic you are hearing today, the pastor, the whatsoever, every other group based on your faith, you are hearing today operating in their own power operation offices. They wouldn't have such powers if God did not share power. Aburi accord is to do what? To distribute power within the ethnic regions. And everyone, just as God has made it, every power, if you go to the book of Colossians, chapter 1, go and read from verse 15. God created all this, that is the Bible, for himself. You get it now? He made it all for himself. Are you hearing me? Then, likewise, Aburi, as Ojuku made it, because that is how it's supposed to have been done if it was followed. Nigeria wouldn't have been in this big mess that they found themselves today, because the Yorubas are rich in cocoa. Yes, they are rich in cocoa. Why the eastern region are rich in other minerals, like this oil that all of them are dying for, with other things. Likewise, the north, tin and gold mining is in the north. As to remember, in those days, they have a granite. Yes, they are rich in that. Then everybody manage everything that comes, the resources that God has blessed your region with. And after managing it, use it and develop your own side. Then bring 1%, just like a tithe in the Bible. Out of 10, bring in 1 into the storehouse of God. Then the remaining 9 you control. That is Aburi. Are you hearing me? That is Aburi. Yorubas, whatsoever you make out of your cocoa, just bring 1 to the federal purse. The Igbos, whatsoever you make from your own, bring 1 to the purse. The North, whatsoever you make, bring 1 to the purse, the federal purse. Contribute. While the rest, you use it for your local government development, your regional development, your state development, your areas. And even it was followed. All these things you are seeing today, you are hearing today, and the state of Nigeria today would have been better off than now. But look at the negligency of that vision. See where it have landed us. And at the end of the day, a particular tribe was focusing hatred based on misinformation and the understanding of that Aburi Accord. I read one article. You know what this man is figuring out recently? You know what he said? Good. He said, had he been this, the history is allowed McArnold, quote unquote, had it been that history is allowed to be well nurtured and teach in Nigeria, there are so many misinformation that our children are growing up with. Yes. And had it been that history is allowed the way it should, that where we find ourselves today is not where we're supposed to. Do you know that the history, every citizen of America knows the history of America? Are you hearing me? Every citizen, indigenous of America, knows the history of America and how they become a nation of their own, and how they fight, they struggle to survive, to stand and to be where they are today. Likewise, Israel. But when it comes to Africa, especially this country called Nigeria, my beloved brother, do you know that when I was schooling, I could remember we have library in NIJ, up by here. But to go there today, nothing like a library. The only library we have in Nigeria currently now is private. And you must know your standard, your level, before you can own a private library. And how many of us can afford that library to go and study today among our children, among our students? That is it. You see why they are saying Igbos are the problem. Because this ability of a thing that they have refused is what, because this thing is what Igbos saw. Ojukwu saw it, and his co-elders, they saw this thing coming. You see why they call for Aburi, so that there will be betterment of future Nigeria and our children, including we. But they tore it down, and that on that we still stand. That's why they say Igbos are what are the problem. Then during the war, did the Yorubas join Igbos? I'm asking a question. No. But they were against the eastern region. They joined the Fulani'S. Do you know that it was an Igbo in Nigeria that jailed Awolowo? But Igbo man free Awolowo.
Who is Igbo man?
The Igbo man that free Awolowo was Leto Ojukwu. Baba, go and do your findings. Nigeria jailed him. But Igbo man free him. And what he could do was to come back and apologize, and he was given an appointment of financial whatsoever in Nigeria. He joined the crew to fight against Igbos during the war with the support of the British and other able bodies in the world, like Russia. Then Russia was the USSR, the war power. That USSR, including Egypt, Africa here, Canada, and the rest of it. This thing I'm telling you, I'm just giving you briefs based on the question of the young man. So let him go and do his finding. You see why they say Igbos? Because we never believed to be ruled and controlled by a total stranger who joined Nigeria in 1804, which are the Fulani'S. They have never been a citizen of this country, indigenous of this country. They came, they just migrated and come, they entered. And they use religion. That was what they used to enter our SARS.